Yo, what's good, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another reaction video. We got players that were banned by the NFL. Let's check this out.
Throughout the NFL's storied history, players have emerged and solidified their place in sports history. However, amidst the gold jackets and all-pro honors, players would arise whose careers would be marked by controversy and
Colin
scandal
Kaepernick.
and would be banned from the NFL.
I don't get why Kaepernick was blackballed from the NFL. Now, Ray Rice, yeah, that's understandable. You know what I'm saying? Domestic violence is no joke, bro. He literally beat his wife in an elevator.
Overnight, San Francisco 49ers quarterback Colin Kaepernick.
Like, I don't understand why he was blackballed for this, bro. He was just sticking up for his rights, gang. Come on now.
And he's receiving heavy boos here.
The NFL is suspending Adam Pac-Man Jones indefinitely.
Death threats, gunshots,
Whoa.
and allegations that the man who arranged the shooting was Pac-Man Jones himself.
In the league for 5 years with the Rams, and he ends up getting caught up in a drug deal. He was
Drug deal is
convicted.
crazy.
Solicitation to
Nigga
kill
off
the
some
judge
Erkies.
and the cooperating witness.
Okay.
Ray Rice, hailed as one of college football's most dominant running backs, ascended to stardom under
Ravens
the mentorship
legend,
of
bro.
Rutgers head coach Greg Schiano, bursting onto the scene.
But I
in
think ever
2005,
since like the
Rice
Ray Rice situation, bro, our running back situation has been fucked. Like he's got a curse on our running back
showcased his
room or
ability
some
with
shit,
an
bro.
impressive 1,120
Because whether it was
rushing
J.K.
yards,
Dobbins, Gus Edwards,
solidifying
both
his
of those
reputation
guys,
as a
you know what I'm
rising
saying,
talent.
was
With consecutive
having trouble
seasons
staying healthy.
surpassing 1,000 rushing yards,
Then Keith Mitchell
Rice's
got hurt
junior
last year.
thrusted him into the NFL spotlight. In 2007, he set alight the gridiron, amassing a staggering 2,012 rushing yards, clinching All-American honors and rewriting Rutgers record books. Entering the NFL as a Baltimore Raven, Rice's sophomore season marked a breakout with 1,339 rushing yards, propelling him to the Pro Bowl and All-Pro recognition. His pinnacle came in 2012, securing a Super Bowl victory
won the
for
Super
the
Bowl,
Ravens.
yeah.
However, his illustrious career took a dark turn on September 8th, 2014.
Yep.
Out of the other big aspect of this story, and that's domestic abuse.
Yeah, I remember first
very
seeing this shit.
high-profile incident has started.
Like I won't
something of a
really
national
dive in
conversation
too
about a
deep into
topic
that
that,
because
of
you know what I'm saying, because I was
course,
still
is
a
very
kid at the
personal to so
time,
many
so I didn't
Americans.
really know what the fuck was happening. All I just saw him
Speculation
beating the
had
shit
been
out of his
swirling
wife.
about a potential domestic violence incident involving Ray Rice and
I was
his
like,
wife,
damn, bro.
Janae. Initially, Rice faced a mere 2-game suspension. However, when video evidence of the altercation surfaced, both the Baltimore Ravens and the NFL swiftly took action.
Disturbing new video tonight of an NFL football player knocking out his fiancée.
That's crazy,
We knew
bro.
on the video that it existed, but we didn't see Ray Rice knock his then fiancée out until TMZ Sports released this video this morning.
The footage, shockingly aired by TMZ, depicted a heated exchange between Rice and Janae, escalating to a violent blow from Rice that sent his
Damn!
partner
Oh
to
my
the
gosh!
Janae,
Even though it was
escalating
blurry,
to
you
a
could see the
violent
fucking
blow
impact.
from Rice that sent
Boom!
his partner
Unless it was
to
sped
and
up,
knocked her out
but that
cold.
shit looked
In a disturbing
crazy.
twist, he was then captured dragging Janae's limp body out of the elevator, prompting inquiries from hotel staff about her condition. According to reports, Ravens owner Steve Bisciotti was the first of the
Steve
key members
Bisciotti.
of the organization to see the video. His immediate response was that Rice needed to be released immediately. He then gathered GM Ozzie Newsome, head coach John Harbaugh, and team president Dick Cass to confirm the decision. Newsome and Harbaugh spoke to Rice on the phone, informing him of the Ravens' decision, while Bisciotti contacted Commissioner Roger Goodell
Why is he saying his
directly
name
to
like
let him
this,
know
bro?
what was unfolding. Hours later, the Baltimore Ravens dropped the hammer with a scathing declaration. The Baltimore Ravens terminated the contract of running back Ray Rice this afternoon. With 3 years remaining on his lucrative deal and a hefty sum exceeding $10 million hanging in the balance, Rice's world was turned upside down. The termination not only stripped him of future earnings, but also severed ties with the Ravens. As if that wasn't enough, NFL Commissioner Roger Goodell wasted no time, promptly slapping Rice with an indefinite suspension from the league. The statement noted that any contract offered to Mr. Rice would be automatically voided by the league until instructed otherwise. Initially facing charges of third-degree aggravated assault, Rice's legal woes took a dramatic turn. The former NFL running back opted for court-supervised counseling to mend his ways, a move that ultimately led to drop charges. Accepted in a pre-trial intervention program, Rice dodged a trial, and upon successful completion of the program, the charges against him were dismissed. Commissioner Goodell's entire event, pre-video release, was a simple 2-game suspension. The Ray Rice incident caused him to review and increase the domestic violence suspension policy from 2 games to 6, with a lifetime ban for anybody who does it twice. That was before the video footage was released.
But there's no reason you should be putting your hand on a woman unless, you know what I'm saying, they are really aggressive, you know what I'm saying, coming at you crazy and shit.
Rice stunned the sports world by swiftly appealing his indefinite suspension. He felt the punishment was too harsh. A hearing was held in November of 2014, giving Rice an opportunity to defend his position and argue the suspension. Rice won the case, and the NFL was forced to overturn his suspension and reinstate him immediately. The indefinite suspension was deemed excessive and without cause, and so Rice was free to play football again. The grim reality was that no team dared to touch him. The potential fallout of signing a player embroiled in such a
his downfall was crazy.
With damning video evidence of domestic violence was too risky for any NFL franchise to entertain. The former Ravens running back never played another down in the NFL, but he did file a wrongful termination lawsuit with the league. He was reportedly awarded $1.5 million in the settlement. The NFL's hand was forced in the unsettling saga of Ray Rice's potential reinstatement. While it remains uncertain if they exerted influence to prevent teams from offering Rice a contract, the league's involvement cannot be discounted.
Who's next?
There is growing outrage tonight after an unarmed African-American teenager was shot and killed by police.
Damn, R.I.P. bro.
It's gone viral, showing officers arresting a suspect who later died.
A patrol car arrives at the scene, and seconds later, shots fired. Tamir Rice, who was 12 years old, died later in hospital.
As the crowd and players stand, you can see Kaepernick kneeling on the sideline.
Kaepernick was standing for what was right, bro.
Is not an abusive man. What he is an unapologetic activist for the things that he believes in, many of which are very real.
I would do the same thing, bro. I don't blame him.
His actions divided the NFL crowd, and the league was not a fan of that in the slightest. This is Kaepernick's story, one of few players who
the league is soft as hell anyway, so
blackballed by the league. Colin Kaepernick's journey in the NFL began when he was drafted by the San Francisco 49ers in 2011, handpicked by head coach Jim Harbaugh. Coming from a successful college career in Nevada, Kaepernick's dual-threat abilities made him a highly sought-after prospect. His time at Nevada saw him achieve remarkable milestones, including surpassing 10,000 passing yards and 4,000 rushing yards, solidifying his reputation as one of the best dual-threat quarterbacks in history, alongside names like Robert Griffin and Lamar Jackson. Despite initial success of the 49ers, Kaepernick faced challenges in subsequent seasons, including coaching changes and injuries. Amidst turmoil within the 49ers organization, Kaepernick's performance declined, leading to a loss of his starting role and a desire for a fresh start elsewhere. Following undisclosed discussions, Kaepernick reconciled with the 49ers, returning to prepare for the 2016 season. With the competitive atmosphere in training camp, he aimed for the starting quarterback role under new coaching leadership. But as the 2016 preseason approached, Kaepernick's path took an unexpected turn. On September 1st, 2016, Colin Kaepernick and teammate Eric Reid took a knee during the American National Anthem before a preseason game against the San Diego Chargers. Originally, he had decided to simply take a seat during the anthem. He had done so for the opening game of the preseason, but few had noticed since he was in street clothes for the game and largely out of sight. It was then a conversation with former NFL player and Green Beret in the Army, Nate Boyer, who had suggested taking a knee as a form of compromise rather than sitting. Some felt that Kaepernick sitting was disrespectful to the military, and so Boyer suggested he instead took a knee, as soldiers do before a fallen comrade's grave, showing their respects. Kaepernick was kneeling to bring awareness to systematic racial inequality and instances of police brutality towards black people. Several men had been shot while unarmed that summer, and Kaepernick decided to stand against what he felt was a major problem in America. Of course, kneeling for the anthem heavily divided the crowds. He was booed maliciously throughout that preseason game for supposedly disrespecting the anthem and the American flag. And the decision to take the knee
flag
very quickly gained viral attention, both in the national media and online. What followed was a media frenzy, and everybody had
I wonder how the hell they be making them big
right
ass flags though.
His decision. Did his choice to kneel during the national anthem show what he had hoped it would, or cause more of a snowball effect that distracted many from the actual message he was trying to get across? Kaepernick had announced that he would donate $1 million of his almost $12 million salary to charity, attempting to make it clear that his stance wasn't anti-American.
Like, how can
he
you
stated,
hate this nigga, bro?
I love America. I love people. That's why I'm doing this. I want to help make America better. Whether they liked it or not, the NFL was attracting national attention for something one of their players was opting to do. It was divisive, and even President Obama had weighed in, supporting Kaepernick for his decision to stand up for some real, legitimate issues.
In terms of Mr.
Obama,
he's
like, bro, I wish, you know what I'm saying, some presidents can run more, like, can be president more than 2 times, bro. Like Obama.
I think he cares about.
I highly doubt that he want to be president again because that shit took a toll on him. Nigga was great.
Roger Goodell did not feel the same.
I think out that chair.
Kaepernick's actions
we need more presidents like Obama, for
jersey
real.
In the league, and many other players and staff also began to follow his lead during the national anthem. Goodell chimed in by stating that he didn't necessarily agree with what the 49ers quarterback was doing, something that would become extremely clear.
Suck a dick, Roger Goodell.
Amidst all the off-field chaos surrounding Kaepernick and the Niners,
I'm trying to get sponsored by the NFL one day.
He had played in 12 games,
let me stop talking
struggling
shit.
to make the impact he once had. And at the end of the season, opted out of his contract with the team. He was among the best quarterbacks available in free agency, but something very odd started to happen. Quarterbacks who were clearly below his standard were getting picked up and signed to other teams. But his negotiations on a deal anywhere around the league fell silent. Kaepernick found himself in a career limbo, with whispers suggesting NFL owners were blackballing him to sidestep potential controversies. Whether it was fear of dividing fan bases or distracting media attention, Kaepernick remained sidelined.
Kaepernick had that Drake haircut, gang, with the goddamn, you know what I'm saying, design and shit.
In fact, since the last snaps he took for the
BBL
San Francisco 49ers in that 2016 season, Kaepernick hasn't played another down in the NFL. Further demonstrations continued supporting Kaepernick's initial movement, despite his absence. Something that sparked comments from President Trump, demanding that any son of a bitch not standing for the anthem be thrown out. Several tweets demanding that any son of a bitch.
Nigga. Trump. Yo. What the fuck did Kaepernick do to you, my nigga? You just stand up for what's right. Like, come on now. Now, if it was a innocent white person that got killed, then he would have said, yeah, he's doing the right thing. Trump, go to hell, you bitch ass nigga.
Not standing for the anthem be thrown out. Several tweets from Trump backed his stance.
It's like the NFL, whose ratings have gone way down. Nike is getting absolutely killed. And nobody gives a fuck, bro.
Goodell had made his stance
Nobody gives a fuck.
Leaving many unsurprised when Colin Kaepernick was absent from the field in 2017. Was it due to his performance or injuries? Or was it the league's way of silencing a vocal activist? The truth may lie in the murky waters of NFL politics, where opposing voices are swiftly muffled. On October 15th, 2017, Kaepernick filed a grievance against the NFL. He accused all 32 teams of collusion, refusing him a place in the league. Almost a year later, in August 2018, it was announced that the quarterback had enough evidence to push for a full hearing, which was promptly avoided and swept under the rug. Both Kaepernick and his teammate Eric Reid, who had also suggested there was some collusion keeping both players unsigned, reached a settlement agreement with the league. The settlement figures were never made public, and all parties signed confidentiality agreements that would keep all details of the matter well and truly silenced. The NFL and Commissioner Goodell were determined to bury the scandal for good, but whatever was agreed upon seemed to be a pact they weren't eager to flaunt. desperate to keep it under wraps and far from public scrutiny. Since then, Kaepernick has been on quite the ride. He was made the face of a Nike campaign that once again divided the crowds. The campaign was titled Dream Crazy, and Kaepernick added, believe in something.
Wait, did it say, Dream Crazy? I don't know why I thought it said Drink Crazy, bro. I'm tired
even
as hell.
if it means
Not
sacrificing
even gonna lie, bro.
everything. In what was
I ain't been
very
getting enough
clearly a
sleep
publicity
lately.
stunt from the NFL, Kaepernick was invited to work out for NFL teams in 2019. The event was originally to be held at the Atlanta Falcons training facility, but just hours before it was due to begin, Kaepernick moved it to a high school facility over an hour away. According to the quarterback's camp, Mr. Kaepernick requested a legitimate process, and from the outset, the NFL league office has not provided one. Most recently, the NFL has demanded that as a precondition to the workout, Mr. Kaepernick sign an unusual liability waiver that addresses employment-related issues and rejected the standard liability waiver from physical injury proposed by Mr. Kaepernick's representatives. Kaepernick was not informed of which wide receivers he would be working with and had requested information on which teams, coaches, and scouts would attend, which he also did not receive.
He still got an arm,
the QB
bro.
had requested that all media be allowed.
I just like, I hope he gets at least one more shot,
for an
bro.
independent
You know,
film crew to be there to ensure the event was completely transparent.
because it is so fucked up how the league did it.
Suspiciously denied the
100%.
request. Unhappy with the operating standards set by the NFL at the facility they had lined up for him, he moved the workout elsewhere. According to reports, 8 teams sent a representative to watch, and Kaepernick received 0 offers following the event. Kaepernick was frustrated by the entire thing, still feeling as though he was being outcasted by the NFL. I've been denied for 3 years. We all know why. I came out here and showed it today, in front of everybody. We have nothing to hide, Kaepernick said. So we're waiting for the 32 owners, the 32 teams, Roger Goodell, all of them to stop running. Stop running from the truth. Stop running from the people.
Talk
To this
your shit,
day,
Cap.
and now 36 years old, Colin Kaepernick never featured again in the NFL. No matter how you feel about his political stance, or his decision to kneel to the national anthem, there's no denying that his evident barring from the NFL is a little suspicious. When he hit free agency in 2017, he was still undoubtedly one of the best talents available among free agent quarterbacks. Teams and their owners avoided him, and even when the NFL made what looked like a gesture of support for Kaepernick with an organized workout, the actual facts of that event beneath the surface told a very different story. Roger Goodell and the league made life difficult on Kaepernick from the moment he took that knee, and the doors have been locked tight on him ever since. Darrell Henley was a consensus All-American at UCLA who had gone on to be drafted in the second round of the 1989 draft by the Los Angeles Rams. He was a player who seemingly set himself up for success both in the league and in life, graduating with a degree in finance and having a supportive family behind him as he began his journey in the NFL. Henley was a starting corner for the Rams from the year he was drafted through the early 90s. He had managed 12 career interceptions between 1989 and 1994, while playing 76 games for Los Angeles. It turns out that Darrell Henley was living a double life, part-time NFL star and part-time drug lord. Word had it that Darrell Henley fancied himself quite the gangster, and we're not talking about a casual reference here. The Rams cornerback genuinely saw himself as some kind of underworld kingpin. Henley was running a drug ring and trafficking hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of cocaine with the help of a small team. It all came crashing down when his girlfriend, Tracy Ann Donahoe, gave him up. At the time, she was just 19 years old, and Henley had met her while she was cheerleading for the Rams. Donahoe was drawn to his extravagant lifestyle, relishing the luxury of lavish nights out and gifts she couldn't afford on her modest income as a cheerleader and part-time waitress. When she was caught with over $250,000 worth of cocaine, she pointed the finger directly at the Rams quarterback, and he was promptly hunted down.
That's crazy.
Henley was running the drug ring with several individuals, one of which was a childhood friend of his.
Nigga think he a part of the cartel or some shit?
His involvement, stating that he was simply a frontman for his friend. Donahoe had made a plea deal to serve as a witness in convicting Henley and 3 other members of the unit, in exchange for a reduced sentence. When questioned, Henley admitted he had given money to his friend, but had received no financial return for the cocaine deals.
Damn.
He didn't know it quite yet, but Darrell Henley was about to dig his grave much deeper. While in jail awaiting his sentence, Henley had managed to get a mobile phone into his cell, which he used to contact his family and his fiancée.
I don't get how niggas be sneaking phones in, bro.
He then used that
they
phone
be putting up their asshole or some shit.
Named Joey Gambino, or so he thought. This man, Gambino, was a mafia member who had an upcoming heroin deal he was willing to cut Henley in on. The two got talking, with Henley agreeing to the heroin gig because he was desperate for money, and Gambino eventually offered to murder both the young woman who had given Henley up and the judge overseeing his case. At this point, Henley agreed to Gambino's suggestion. The only problem was that this man
bro, drugs for murder is crazy. That is a crazy trade, gang.
Who Henley had just
that's more lopsided than DeAndre Hopkins trade.
He was handed an extra 21-year sentence on top of his initial 20-year term, and is still locked up to this very day. It's safe to say he's effectively sidelined from the NFL, with no hope of returning to the field anytime soon.
Damn,
the Henley case raised a lot of questions. The conversation he had with an undercover cop suggesting he murder Henley's judge and ex-girlfriend is quite literally the definition of entrapment, and came at a time when Henley was already behind bars and desperate for money to continue fighting his case. He is still in prison to this day, although the case has stirred further investigation multiple times.
And he ain't never getting out.
Had very questionable circumstances.
He probably old as hell now.
Racism and use of drugs.
How old is this nigga now, bro?
The case outside of court.
Let's see.
Donahue was only given a 4-month sentence at a halfway house, and when the case was dug up and brought back to the forefront, those involved with Henley were all released from their sentences, while he remained in jail. The NFL stayed well clear of this one, and Henley's talent as a football player was wasted. Was he actually a mob boss? Was he the subject of an open and shut case? That perhaps wasn't as clear as those prosecuting him had actually believed. Maybe, but regardless of those facts or what those who know the case believe to be true, the overall event is another dark mark on the NFL and its players.
Is there any doubt in your mind that Pac-Man Jones sent the men to shoot you?
No doubt. Troubles of Adam Pac-Man Jones' new and deeper twist. Where's the profile? None of that, man. Where's profile?
According to court documents, Jones became enraged during a fight over money with a dancer. When a security guard grabbed Jones, he reportedly said, "I'm gonna kill you. Matter of fact, all yous are gonna get it." At the time, the
this nigga Darrell Henley is only 57. I thought he would have been older than that.
For his role in a fight and shooting at a Las Vegas strip club 4 months earlier.
Sometimes it seems that Pac-Man Jones's life
every day is somebody else. Can I have my own privacy, man?
Is like one continuous punt return.
A very different story tonight about
placed under arrest for disorderly conduct.
Jones' trip to this strip club, according to new information uncovered by
notice how every single one so far has been a black nigga.
Death threats, gunshots, and allegations that the man who arranged the shooting
damn, I don't know a single
himself.
white NFL player that's been blackballed from the league.
The 6th overall pick in the 2005 NFL Draft, Adam Pac-Man Jones' career spanned over 13 seasons. He played for the Tennessee Titans, Dallas Cowboys, Cincinnati Bengals, and Denver Broncos. Unlike Darrell Henley's swift NFL exit due to serious allegations, Jones' journey was fraught with a string of serious incidents spanning a lengthy period. Jones was a constant thorn in the side of the league, and it started before he'd even played a snap. Originally from Atlanta, Pac-Man Jones had gone to a college in West Virginia, making a name for himself as a
A-Town down in his bed.
He had received all Big East honors in back-to-back years for the Mountaineers, and decided to forego his senior year and head for the NFL Draft. The Tennessee Titans needed defensive help and drafted Jones early, but would come to question their decision before training camp had even begun. 2 weeks prior to reporting for camp, Jones was arrested by Nashville police at the team's headquarters for an incident that had occurred.
He ain't been on a team a month. You already get arrested, gang.
Jones was just getting started. Less than a year later, and shortly after the conclusion of his rookie season, Jones was arrested again in his home state of Georgia. He was charged with possession of marijuana, but escalated the matter further.
Bro, I ain't even gonna lie, bro. That's gotta be the fucking craziest and most dumbest shit you can get arrested for. Possession of marijuana, my nigga? Really? Come on now.
Trying to arrest him.
That's like, that's, I understand it wasn't legal at the time, but still, gang. He was getting arrested for having marijuana, not even smoking it, bro. Like, just at least having it. Like, you get arrested for that. Come on now.
But on this occasion, at least,
shit is crazy.
He wasn't directly involved. In a whirlwind first year in the NFL, Adam Pac-Man Jones racked up 3 incidents. Just before the season kickoff, he found himself in hot water once more. This time, it was for public intoxication and disorderly conduct.
Damn, bro, this nigga cannot stay out of trouble, huh?
He faced an assault accusation,
spitting in a woman's face,
in a 6-month probation sentence handed down by a local judge.
Nigga, bro, what did she do to you for you to spit in her face?
Jones
That's
had
disgusting.
evidently developed a troubling pattern, as 2 months later he found himself in trouble once more for assault at a nightclub, again accused of spitting in a woman's face. The Tennessee Titans took action, suspending him for 1 game in the 2006 season. The signs were
nigga just get suspended for 1 game? Bro, at least 3, nigga.
Into a major incident during the NBA.
So he got arrested twice from the first month of being in the NFL, gang.
Event, and had reportedly decided to throw hundreds of dollars at strippers inside a local gentleman's club before starting an argument with the strippers and various people inside the club.
Wait,
moments
you mad 'cause they won't let you hit, gang?
Fired outside, with 3 people being shot on the club's premises.
Damn.
Jones wasn't the shooter, nor is there any way to tie his altercation inside the club with the shooting, but Gene Upshaw described it best with his comments. Upshaw was the executive director of the NFL Players Association at the time and posed the question, how is it possible to be in the wrong place at the wrong time so many times? Jones was ordered to pay $1.3 million in damages for the incident, and 2 people who were shot.
So what if he didn't do it though?
The trigger. He was
this nigga still got to pay 1.3
million to the victims.
9.6 mil. Oh, that shit crazy. Nigga, you would have had to arrest me, gang. I ain't even gonna lie. 9.6 mil for some shit I didn't do?
In fact, it's only happened 9 times, with another handful of players receiving indefinite suspensions. The cornerback was suspended for the entire 2007 season. Roger Goodell explained in a written statement to Jones that I must emphasize that this is your last opportunity to salvage your NFL career. Jones had initially planned to appeal a suspension, but after multiple meetings with the league office and Commissioner Goodell, he dropped his appeal and vowed to make significant changes. He even took out a full-page ad in the Nashville Tennessean apologizing to fans of his team. And yet, less than 1 week after he dropped his appeal, another incident occurred in Atlanta.
Oh my gosh, what happened now, bro?
Incident Jones was far too close to. A man had had an altercation with Jones inside the club before
another
leaving
fucking club incident.
Car. Moments later, the car was attacked by gunfire, and in a statement released later that year by a gang member, Jones' name was mentioned. Marcel Easterling was part of a game with a man named Edward Slugga Morris. Easterling gave a detailed statement about several
bro need to lick his lips,
including the incident
shit chapped as hell
involving Pac-Man Jones. According to the statement presented, Jones had asked and offered to pay Slugga Morris to shoot the man he had been in an argument with inside the club. Later that year, Morris was charged with 3 unrelated murders and several other gang-related charges. While all this was going on, Adam Jones was running an NFL career in parallel. The Titans
How is he even still in the league?
And traded him to
but
Dallas.
Colin Kaepernick takes a knee and automatically gets blackballed. Like, come on now. This shit is so
August
fucked.
28th, 2008, and was cleared to play for the Cowboys that season. He didn't even make it 2 months before he was in trouble again.
Oh my gosh, bro. Yo, after that, bro, just hang up the cleats. Just stop trying at this point. Your career is over.
Got into a fight with a bodyguard who had literally been
this nigga need to go to the UFC or some shit. This nigga want to fight.
Suspended indefinitely, although no charges were filed, with the suspension eventually being set to 6 games. Dallas cut him from the team.
Bro, I would have suspended his ass for the whole year, gang. If I was Goodell, I ain't even gonna lie. Cause bro, nigga, literally every team he's been on, he's gotten in trouble and arrested. Like, come on now, bro. He loves getting in trouble.
Give him a second chance in the league, something they had done notably on several occasions with players in the past. Jones signed a 2-year deal with a contract that heavily protected the Bengals against Jones should he get himself into further trouble. Somehow, someway.
Why would I even take that point?
In his career? Well, for the most part, Jones went on to have a resurgent career with the Bengals, receiving first-team All-Pro honors in 2014.
Why would I even take that risk, bro?
In 2015, he had 12
I'm telling you, I'm tired. So if I say some stupid shit, that's why.
During his stay between 2010 and 2017, it was only after his career career had come to a close in Cincinnati that the old school Jones resurfaced. In 2023, more than 6 years after his last action with the Bengals, in years after his retirement, he was arrested by airport police on a morning flight due to being an unruly passenger. Jones had plenty to say about this one when he was released.
What do you gotta
Jones
say?
ended up having a far longer career than it looked. Players that were banned from the NFL. Players whose careers were filled with controversy and scandal.
Yo, Adam Pac-Man Jones, wherever you are now, bro, I hope you're, you know what I'm saying, staying out of trouble and shit, because whatever you had going on when you were in the NFL certainly wasn't it. Maybe you were surrounding yourself with the wrong people, or, you know what I'm saying, the fame was getting to your head that you were in the NFL. But I hope you're doing okay now, bro. But hey, I want to know what you guys think down in the comments below. Hope you guys enjoy the video. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe to the channel if you're new. Turn on post notifications, notified whenever I drop another banger video. One road to 300 subs. Time to get that for more banger NFL content like this. And without further ado, I'm out. Gang!